Oh, hi. Caught me at a weird time. So, welcome to Morningside. You're new students, right? Awesome. All right. I'm going to teach you today about exposure. So, three important things you need to know about exposure are aperture, ISO, and shutter speed. Very, very important, very different, but they still affect light and how it affects the camera and the picture you're going to be taking. So without further ado, let's get into it. First thing we'll talk about is shutter speed. So shutter speed is the amount of time that light hits your sensor. Here's your first picture. This is a picture of a waterfall that has a lot of motion blur and is overexposed because we're shooting this at a slower shutter speed. I believe this one was taken at about 1/60th of a second. Let's move on to our next photo. This photo is the same picture, but taken at a faster shutter speed. It's a little darker, a little sharper. Next photo. This next photo is taken at a faster shutter speed. And as you can see, the waterfall is much more crisp. The photo is a bit darker, but it's a very, very nice photo of a waterfall. The next thing we'll be talking about is ISO. ISO is how sensitive your camera is to light. We have three pictures for you. The first picture is a picture of one of my favorite cartoon characters, Dipper Pines. As you can see, this is overexposed, very, very grainy. This will happen when your ISO is too high. So what you need to do is find the setting in your camera that affects that, change it to a lower ISO, and you get a picture like this next one. Now this next one is a decent picture of Dipper Pines, not overexposed, just right. Now the next picture is what happens if it's underexposed. Everything's really, really dark, you get the picture. All right, moving on. All right, the last thing on the exposure triangle, here you go. I don't know where David's putting this, somewhere in this general area. The next thing on our exposure triangle is f-stop. F-stop is the aperture of your camera, and it controls the focal plane, or how much is in focus, and it also affects how much light comes in, because it's this little hole that goes either like this or like this. So, I'm going to show you two pictures of funkies. So this first picture is a picture of this ninja dude with his ninja clan behind him. He looks pretty ready for a fight. Now, if we expand our aperture, you will see that his ninja clan is actually skeletons that are after him. And he doesn't know. Even though he's a ninja, he should know. Moving on, white balance. White balance is a very, very important thing. It controls the temperature of your light. It basically controls if your picture will look really, really blue or really, really orange. Right now, we are shooting at 32 Kelvin because we are inside. Now, there is a window behind me, and the window is at a different Kelvin, but since we're inside, we're shooting at 32. Your daylight is generally about 56, 5200, around that range, sometimes 58. Really just depends on the time of day. And that just ensures that your colors will look crisp, will look nice on your camera. So, okay, we have some photos. This first one is shot outside at about 56 Kelvin, or 56,000 Kelvin. This next one is shot inside, and that will be about 32 Kelvin. That's white balance. So, now you're a professional photographer. Go out into the world, take good photos. You don't need any practice, you're already amazing at it. You pass. Bye. Hello. So welcome to my room. Today we're going to be talking about exposure. Exposure. I'm going to take another sip of water. Exposure. New to uncut exposure. Exposure. Just lower third that, please. Exposure. Jim Henson was racist.